Good morning, it's Tristan here from ZebraInvest, and today I want to run through the great new sourcing functions that PropertyData has introduced recently. And it's a great way to be able to hunker down and find some fantastic deals that are going on in your area whilst the market is really hot. So what they've done is they've launched 4 new different strategies that you can use to kind of find these deals in your area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on over, share my screen, show you what they've been up to, give you a little bit of a whip round and show you a couple of properties that I found in there and show you how it all works. So I'm just going to share my screen with you. So here you can see we're just over using PropertyData here, and we've got the new sourcing filters to run through. So the ones I want to run through today are the ones for larger properties, ones where they've got corner plots, bungalows, and where it's cheap pound per square foot. And what does it mean by cheap pound per square foot? To be fair, it just means below market value, because it's finding properties where their pound per square foot is much lower for sale than what it's actually worth roughly in the area. And then with the large properties, big properties that possibly could be split down into subdivides, corner plots where there might be an opportunity to fit or squeeze another house onto the same site. And bungalows are a fantastic type of opportunity to look at, because they've got all that airspace above them. And if you've got them in the right way round, and you might even actually be able to subdivide and split them into 2 properties. So rather than just me blab on about it, let's jump into PropertyData and show you what you could be up to. So the one thing that I've explained a few times before, in case anyone hasn't been using PropertyData, is personally I'm signed up for the Max plan. You can use anything that you'd like to, but if you use the Max plan, or even probably the Pro plan, you're going to be able to get a lot more credits, and credits are the things that allow you to kind of search through the system, pick up data, and look at properties. So I'm just going to jump in here, log in, and show you the new sourcing items. And as I said here, we've got large properties, corner plots, bungalows, and cheap pound per square foot. So just coming down to the bottom here is usually where they add the new ones into the system. But you can see here, look, we've got one for large properties. So there's 2 ways of usually finding large properties. If you do have your goldmine area and your local data area set up, you will be able to simply use that data, but it's not really designed for sourcing, to kind of work out properties that are big and could possibly be done for this. But I've covered that in other videos. So what I'm going to do here is look for large properties for sale. For example, I'm going to try with somewhere called, say for example, Bradford. I believe this is the postcode for it. But what we're going to do is, you can see here, look, I've gone wrong, somehow managed to put the wrong system there. Sourcing BR1. There we go. Hopefully this is now going to flag up a load of properties in that area. So within 10 miles. So this might be good for kind of splitting them down into other properties. The other bit that I always try to do is make sure that you turn properties that are sold subject to contract off, so you're only looking at deals in that area. And look, you can go through here, and for example, we've got this big building here in Penge. That might be a good property to split up. You got evidently we're actually somehow looking at properties in London rather than in. I'm not quite sure how I've managed to get that filter on. But look, if you look here, we've got this massive property here, 14 block bed of apartments, and that could be a fantastic kind of opportunity. 7 2-bedroom, total of just shy of 5,000 square feet. So there you go. That's one new feature that you've got there. We're going to be able to see through. The next thing is we're going to want to look for corner plots. So again, I'm going to go to source. I'm going to head down now to corner plots, and here you can see anything that's on the corner. And let's go with NR1 1FD. Hopefully this time we should be able to stick to our area. Evidently, I've got a little glitch in my system. But you can see here it's coming up with any properties that are, again, on a corner plot. Again, filter those properties out just to make sure they do just come up on a corner. And you see, actually now, there you go, as I've just done that, it's just reset it, and it's now put these into my local area. You can see here, look, Sproulston, there's a property there that opens up, 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow on a corner. It looks like it's got a bit of land. You can do a couple bits here. You can either jump into the listing and have a look through it. You can come down, you can have a look at the price and what the sales comps are for them. So look, you know, 315, 318. So this looks like it's probably on the market for a little bit too much. But then you can also click into a plot map, and then you could then have a look at that plot. So then kind of work out, look, here you go, it's on a corner. And you can see whether you might be able to squeeze another property onto that plot as well. So on to the next one, I said that we're going to be taking a look at bungalows. So we're going to head back here to the sourcing system, and we're going to come down to Bungalows. Here we go. And again, we can do the same process here, NR11FD. And we've got here, so, even within 2 miles of my house, there's endless bungalows town. But what I try to look for is, if you're looking for a property to split maybe into two, you want a nice wide property. That might be it. And then you want something, ideally, if it's going to be, if you're going to be doing something where you're going to split it, or you want to put another floor on it, you also want it to be detached. Because if it's semi-detached, it's going to look really out of place compared to the next one. So that's where you can use filters, and then you can turn around and say type contains the word detached. There you go. So now we should, touch wood, we should now only have, and again, we're going to just have to filter those out. We should now have, there's a few of them, they've included semi-detached. But here you go, you can see, because I've something like that, where you might be able to go up and put another floor on top of it. This property, I have actually, honestly, done a bit of research on it before. Because if you look at the property, really nice wide property, decent size, and you could probably split it into 2 plots quite easily. If you then go back onto here and use the plot map system, you can see just how big that plot is. And this one is, let's have a look, it's called the Bungalow, it's just hiding down at the back here, but it's nice, big, wide and chunky. And so you could probably quite easily go on top of that. And most of the other properties in that area are quite big, chunky, and 2 floors. The final one that you're going to be looking at is cheap pound per square foot. So as I said earlier, that's pretty much below market value in the area. So what we're going to do here is go back to the sourcing system to show you this new one. And as you come down here, you can see the cheap pound per square foot. Here we go. Again, say for example, I go to, let's go with SW178QD. So we're back to London, and hopefully we can find something that's reasonable. This means it's trying to look out for properties where they are going to be, as I said, below market value, really, and usually big properties that you might want to be able to split out. So, for example, Camp Junction is a nice neck of the woods. You have got South Wimbledon, again, nice neck of the woods. You can come down here, and even if you turn around and say flats, you might be able to turn around and say, for example, a good idea here is if you wanted to say add a filter, and we're going to give bedrooms equal to say 1. The reason you might want to do this is now we're only going to be bringing up 1-bedroom flats where they're on a cheap pound per square foot, and we might actually be able to turn these into say 2-bedroom flats or add a bit more value to them. So just jumping in here, you can see, look, it's saying £817 a square foot is what it's worth in the area, and it's on for 681. Again, here we've got something where it's £878 a square foot in the area, and that's 713. In all honesty, with this one, you can see it's a bit uglier than the other building, so that's probably why it's cheaper. Here we go. This one, £565 a square foot, where the area is 706. That's a decent discount on it, and it might just be that the place needs a bit of a refurb. Or it could just be that they're struggling to sell them at the moment. But you've got that, and then you can then come in. Here you go, another one, Long Beach Road, £714 a square foot, 878, so almost 20% below the market value in the area. And again, that could be a nice, something you might be able to add value to. You might be able to look how you can rearrange it, possibly, increase the number of bedrooms in the place through, tons of bathrooms. Anyway, there you go. I've just run through all of that for you. So as you can tell, I'm a massive advocate for using property data to hunt down deals. In the last 4 months, I've actually organised, I think, 3, maybe 4 deals out of it, and where we've got properties that have got annexes, properties that have been sitting on the market, have price reductions on there, which have flagged up through property data, and I've also managed to source a deal and pass it on to another investor using the system. So if you fancy using property data, and I haven't banged on about it enough already, head over to this address on the screen here, cutley.com/property data with a capital P and a capital D. That will give you a 14-day free trial. If you then enter the discount code ZEB, that's going to give you 50% off your first month, which means, if you've got 14 days free plus your 50%, that's almost a month free. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. Hopefully that's been of use, showing you some of the new property sourcing functions on property data. And if you've got any questions, let me know below. Hopefully you like this and subscribe to my channel. Cheers.